Good morning everybody from Cambodia's Phnom Penh International Airport. This is not where I thought we would be this morning. It is a bit of a long story. So yesterday was going to be our last day in Cambodia, and when I was applying for the visa to Vietnam, everything was in Vietnamese and the Google Translate in the corner wasn't working. It wasn't doing the automatic thing that it normally does, and I was kind of guessing most of the answers because it was all in Vietnamese. You have to select your point of entry and your point of departure. Like I said, we are doing a tour in Vietnam that starts in Ho Chi Minh City and ends in Hanoi, and then we have a flight booked from Hanoi to Sydney. So I needed to put my point of entry as Ho Chi Minh and my point of exit as Hanoi. So that was all fine. I thought it was like done and dusted, and we were planning on taking the bus from Phnom Penh in Cambodia over to Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam. Pressed Ho Chi Minh as the point of entry in the visa, and I thought everything was fine, and then it came back as approved 5 days later. The approved showed everything in English, and when I went to check my visa it said that my point of entry was Ho Chi Minh Airport, which is not what I thought it was. I thought it was like just Ho Chi Minh as a whole, and obviously if we were planning to go over by bus, that means that we would not be at the airport. It would be Ho Chi Minh land entry, if that makes sense. So we were kind of panicking about that, and I said let's kind of just wing it, let's see how it goes. When we take our flight from London, we stopped at Heathrow. From Glasgow to Heathrow to Malaysia to Phnom Penh. Man at Heathrow Airport told us that we would need proof of exit out of Cambodia because the visa is only 30 days and they want to double check that you're only staying for the 30 days, you're not going to overstay it. So he said that we would need to purchase our exit out of Cambodia, so we were like, okay, we're planning on taking the bus, let's just book our bus now. The visa was kind of in the back of our minds, but as I said, we were kind of like, let's just wing it. It says Ho Chi Minh. So we booked our bus from Phnom Penh to Ho Chi Minh. It cost us £25, everything was fine. Fast forward to today, we're planning on leaving Cambodia and entering Vietnam. We had the ticket for the bus. Bus says like where to go to get on the bus, obviously. We take our tuk-tuk there, and the woman at the bus station asks for the visa. We give her the visa, she's asked for the passport, and then she says that the visa says Ho Chi Minh Airport. And we were like, is there anything else we can do about that? Like, I've heard about the visa on arrival for 15 days. She asked how long we were planning on staying in Vietnam. Said 3 weeks, and then she said that the visa on arrival was for only 15 days. So if we did that, we could get on the bus and we would have the visa on arrival for 15 days, but then we would have to leave Vietnam and come back in. And you can do that normally quite easily with like a visa run with a bus or a flight. It's just that we didn't know like how much that was going to be. Obviously it varies so much every day depending on whether you take a flight, a bus, where to. And we could have gone to Thailand, because I think Thailand you don't have to have a visa on arrival. You get the first 30 days free without a visa. However, both Vietnam and Cambodia you do need to pay for the visa, I think, if you're staying longer than the 15 days. Anyway, it was just getting a bit like complicated and faffy, so we were like, let's not get on the bus even though we already paid for it. I mean, it was £25, which back home would be nothing, but it's just a bit annoying that we'd already paid for that, and the visa at this point was £30. Lauren was thinking maybe we stay in Cambodia 2 more days, apply for the visa again and put in the right one, and then just take the bus, but just 2 days later to Cambodia. But we've already booked to do a tour in Vietnam, which is in 2 days time, and also the Vietnam visa last time took 5 or 6 days to come back. And also we checked, and right now it's Chinese New Year, but Vietnamese New Year's in a couple of days time for Tet. It basically says that the Vietnam e-visa office is closed for like a week over Tet, so we couldn't have even really done it that fast anyway. So basically we decided that we're going to stick to our original visa that says the point of entry is Ho Chi Minh Airport, and we basically sat in the bus office and booked a flight from Phnom Penh to Ho Chi Minh City. So we're not getting on the bus, we're sticking to our visas because we can't change them. It's all been a bit complicated. We bought our flight and it was about £160, which isn't bad, but it's just like a bit of an annoyance that we thought we could get away with the bus, and the fact that the visa was a bit complicated with everything being in Vietnamese and it being like a genuine accident that you can't even change. It is 9:30 in the morning. We're just sitting in the little coffee shop. I've got myself a caramel latte, and our flight is at 1:50 in the afternoon. Just gonna chill here. Hopefully I will get some editing done because we've been so busy traveling. We've been exhausted, going to bed at like 9 PM every night. I have not had the chance to get any editing done, not even like really relax and read my book. I feel like any of the relaxing time we just spend sleeping. I was going to do a whole vlog on like what it's like to do a land border crossing. A land border crossing is like oddly one of my like bucket list things. So I was really excited to do a land border crossing. Fortunately that's not going to happen today, but I don't think I'm going to vlog the travel day really now because you know what a flight is like. I just thought I would explain the situation, just say that sometimes things don't go as you planned. You got to take it in your stride. The flight is only 1 hour 10 minutes, which is a lot easier than the 7-hour bus journey that we were going to take. So at the end of the day, things have worked out well, even if it's not what we expected to be doing today. And I'll pick you guys up when we get to Ho Chi Minh City. Good morning everyone from Ho Chi Minh City. I have got a massive bite on my forehead, which is great. We arrived in Ho Chi Minh City yesterday evening and Lauren's not been feeling the best. We were just kind of like run down at this point, and we knew that we were getting up today to go and travel to Mui Ne, so we didn't really want to go out and do too much exploring because we're coming back to Ho Chi Minh City after Mui Ne. We are staying in, what's it called? My Hotel. This one is really cheap, £30 for 2 nights, which means it's £15 a night, which means it's like £7.50 each per night. Got a little room here, no windows. This is a fake window. It's got nothing behind it. We did order Vietnamese McDonald's last night because if you don't know, Cambodia doesn't have McDonald's, which I didn't know until then, and I feel like because we've had a week of not being able to have McDonald's, like I don't normally crave McDonald's that much at home, but because we physically couldn't in Cambodia, we were both kind of like, do you want to order McDonald's? And we're just tired, so we ordered it on Grab, and it was a bit cheaper than normal actually. And oh my god, in McDonald's in Vietnam they have curly fries, so we ordered curly fries and had our burgers and ate them in bed and just watched like YouTube on the telly in the room. And I finally finished editing my video, got it uploaded ready for Thursday. I don't know how I'm going to continue to like keep that up though. I'm going to see if I've got room on the train to Mui Ne to edit today, but also you just don't really know what the public transport's going to be like until you get on it. Even like the buses that you book to transport yourself between cities, even if they're like full of tourists, they can still be completely jammed. The one that we took from Phnom Penh to Siem Reap, me and Lauren were right at the back, and it was fully packed, and there was 4 seats at the back, whereas all the other rows had 3 in like a little aisle. But the aisle was so skinny that I feel like the people with 3 seats had normal size seats, and the 4 at the back were just like so skinny. Like I don't know what I would have done if I was bigger than I am. I wouldn't have fit. But also I was in the middle of the 4 seats. My feet didn't touch the floor. Like Lauren had a little bit to put her feet on at the wheel, where the wheel is underneath the car, and I didn't have anything to put my feet on, and my feet were just dangling. It was 6 hours. I was so uncomfortable. The way back was a little bit better because me and Lauren weren't at the back. We just kind of kept falling asleep. Also, yesterday was the first day that we've got through without any naps, and we've been here a week, but I feel like that's us kind of a bit more adjusted now, so hopefully we can get a bit more done in the day. And I haven't had any breakfast yet. We're gonna get a Grab to the train station. Our train's at 11:40. I've just given my laundry to the hotel place and said I'll be back on Friday, can I pick my laundry up then, which means that my backpack is so much lighter. It is great. And also we're traveling with our backpacks and 1 cabin suitcase. Obviously we're going to Australia on a working holiday visa afterwards. It's really embarrassing the amount of baggage we have. Like when you arrive at a hotel in Asia, they're so accommodating, they're so nice. They want to like take your baggage from you and take it to the room, and you can see on their faces when they pick up their backpack, they're like, oh, that's heavier than I expected. So we're just going to take our backpacks to Mui Ne and then leave our suitcases, which have most of our stuff for like Australia and things like that in. So that's really nice, and it means we don't have to carry around so much for the next 2 days. We're staying in Mui Ne 2 nights. We have arrived at the train station, got my snacks, got some truffle lays, which I hope will be nice. But this train looks decent so far. We walked past all the sleeper carriages, we've just got a seat, and they all stand outside the door to check you're getting on the right one, which is so cute. We have found our seats on the train. Bags are up here, which Lauren's looks a little bit more dubious than mine. I hope we don't take a sharp turn and that comes falling down. We are due to leave in about 7 minutes. I will keep you updated if we actually leave on time. It did say at the station, please be at your gate 5 minutes before departure. I'm assuming they mean like platform instead of gate, but we were just the first one that we came across, which was really handy as well. We asked them like what number, and they just said 1. There is enough room. Like we're actually quite spacious in terms of like the seats with each other. We're only on for 3 hours, it'll be fine. It is 11:39, 1 minute early, and we're leaving. So don't leave it till the last minute if you're coming to Saigon train station. We have just got off the train. We had to walk along the little tracks to get to the other side. It's a little bit confusing to get to Mui Ne because Mui Ne actually isn't like a city or the nearest city. We are actually at Binh Tuan train station. I hope I've said that correctly. We need to get off here. This is like the closest kind of like big town, I guess, and then we will get a taxi hopefully, and that will take us about half an hour, 45 minutes to take us to our hostel in Mui Ne. We are staying at Mui Ne Hills Backpackers, I think. There actually wasn't much when we looked, and some of it was a bit more expensive, so I think if you're looking to come at Mui Ne, maybe book your hostel in advance. It's sort of giving like Pai vibes, the way that Pai got really booked up far in advance, even though that was like COVID times. So hopefully I'll see you when we get to our hostel. If I look very red, it's because I am. Also, there's these Chinese lanterns reflecting off my face, but I am really red because we have arrived at the hostel. We're in a restaurant now, but we checked into the hostel and we had to climb this really massive hill. I still had my hoodie on from the train. Once we climbed up the hill to get to the hostel, we had to climb up more steps to get to our particular room, and the room was literally hotter inside than it was outside, and I still had my hoodie on. We've not showered yet. We're absolutely starving, so we've come to the restaurant nearby. We're just sitting here gonna have some dinner, and then I think maybe chill by the pool a little bit, but we're gonna have an early night anyway because we've got a busy day tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna vlog in the hostel because it's a 10 bed and it looks a little bit like a prison, but sometimes you have to deal with those things. I think it was still quite cheap anyway, and the restaurant that we're in right now, we're literally paying less than £1 for like fried noodle, vegetables, fried rice. So I'm very happy, I'm very hungry. I'm gonna end this vlog here. The next vlog will be our like full day in Mui Ne. Like I said, we've got a tour booked for tomorrow, so look forward to that. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this sort of chatty or traveling vlog, like when traveling doesn't go exactly as planned. This is a bit of a backpacking reality sort of check vlog. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time for more content from me. Bye guys!